Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Katie.the.cosmic.sailor, and today we are going to be getting messages from the birds. So the first card that we're going to look at is going to be what specific bird has been trying to deliver you messages. And what those messages are, we're going to get into tarot, and then we're going to get into the oracle cards, and then we're going to end with a little message by flipping through this book. This is just like a little tarot poetry book. There's a tarot card on each page, and we're going to end with a message from the tarot cards through a poem in this book. So that's the reading for today. We have 3 groups to choose from. The first group is going to be this green Aventurine. The second group is going to be the Labradorite. And then the third group is going to be the Tiger's Eye. So take your time choosing a pile. Feel free to meditate on the groups if you need to do so. Whichever group is calling to you, that's most likely your pile. If you feel drawn to more than one group, that just means there's more than one message for you here today. And if you would like to pause the video, I will have the timestamps linked in the description box below. That way you can click straight to your reading. And I will see you in your groups. Bye! Hello! If you chose the green Aventurine or group number 1, this is your reading. See if your crystal will focus. Really pretty crystal. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get straight in. I'm actually really curious to see which bird you got. You got the swan. That's amazing. So I feel like you could maybe be seeing swans. Princess and the Swan Lake, or the Swan Lake Princess, or something is coming through. Maybe you've been feeling called to watch that movie as well. But with the swan being here as your bird that's been trying to speak to you, I feel like birds in general have been trying to encourage you to tap into your artistry, to tap into your creative side. They may also have been encouraging you to maybe spend some time alone, some solo time in nature. I feel like they've also been encouraging you to write more, or really just tapping into maybe journaling, or I'm hearing gratitude journaling as well. That's kind of the main messages that's coming through. It's really beautiful that you got the swan. Also, it's interesting, like with this like image of the swan being mirrored here, I feel like the birds could have also been saying or trying to tell you that there has been a lot of mirroring happening in your life. Particularly, I'm getting maybe with like a romantic interest. This could also be a friendship or a familial relationship, but with this swan, I'm getting the message of love. So I feel like this could be a relationship that there may have been a lot of mirroring happening. I feel like the birds have been trying to tell you this. Specifically, I'm hearing when it comes to your light attributes. So if there's something that you admire in somebody else, the birds have been trying to tell you that these qualities exist within you as well. Interesting. We're going to go ahead and get into the tarot cards, and then we'll look at your oracle cards. Let's see. What have the birds been trying to tell pile number 1? Spirit guides of love and light. What have the birds been trying to tell pile number 1? We got the 3 of Swords coming out in reverse, and I feel like keeping it in reverse. And then we have Temperance coming out as well. I feel like the birds having been encouraging you to maybe focus on yourself right now. And we had that message come through with the swan as well of solo time. I feel like the birds have been encouraging you to maybe drink more water, maybe soak in a bath or take a hot shower. This message of water is really strong with you. I feel like water could be very healing for you. I'm also getting the message, I feel like the birds have maybe been encouraging you to drink more water and maybe practice like charging your water with positive affirmations is what they're saying. Like maybe like telling your water like it's beautiful, I love you. And I'm seeing that scene in Frozen where Olaf says water has memory, in Frozen 2 I believe. And so I feel like maybe practicing this would be very helpful or healing for you. Maybe listening to positive affirmations while you're in the bath relaxing. I feel like, again, we have this imagery of the heart. Relationships were coming through for you as well. I feel like the birds could be encouraging you to let go and practice forgiveness when it comes to a particular person in your life. And I'm really feeling like this could be a romantic partner. I feel like there could have been maybe like a fight or something that somebody said, and I feel like you're kind of hanging on to these words. I feel like the birds are really encouraging you to practice finding the balance in your life. Maybe when it comes to relationships, so maybe not giving so much of yourself to somebody else or giving too much where it is almost like a detriment to yourself. I feel like that's a message coming through. And like I was mentioning earlier with this mirroring, I feel like you could also maybe be mirroring shadow aspects within a partner, or a partner is mirroring this within you. Maybe things that they do that trigger you is kind of your unconscious's way of showing you what your own shadow is. I feel like the birds, especially the swan, is really encouraging you to practice healing. And I feel like journaling, writing out your feelings could be very helpful for you as well. Really I'm also seeing like maybe a burning bowl ritual. I feel like this could be helpful or healing for you. Writing down something that you want to let go or release. Let's get some more cards. Spirit guides of love and light. What have the birds been trying to tell Pyle number 1, please? What have the birds been trying to tell Pyle number 1? So we have the 5 of Pentacles and we have the well. It's interesting that you got the well because I was mentioning that strong connection with water. I feel like the birds have been really encouraging you to connect with water. I'm hearing drink more water, soak in water, maybe listening to the sounds of water or connecting with like if you live near an ocean or a lake or a river or something like this, and connecting with the healing properties of water is coming through. And then with this 5 of Pentacles here, I'm kind of getting the message of self-esteem. I feel like the birds have been encouraging you to rebuild your self-esteem. And I feel like they want you to let go of the belief that there's not enough. Or maybe you tell yourself like you can't have certain things. The birds really want you to rebuild your self-esteem. And I feel like practicing moderation, especially when it comes to giving your time or energy away to other people or to maybe negative thoughts. I feel like maybe you could do a lot of shadow work, and I feel like the birds are really encouraging you to maybe release a little bit and lighten up and not focus so much on the negative. And they're also saying 2 truths coexist within all things. you can see that. Actually, I'm gonna see if I can maybe make it a little bit better. I feel like it's just really bright. Hopefully you can see those cards. But I feel like you could be very hard on yourself, or maybe you could be really judgmental toward yourself, or I'm also hearing toward other people. I feel like the birds are really saying that everybody is just doing their best. Everybody is living their life how they think that it should be lived. And you may have a different perspective or on how life should be lived, but your spirit guides, the birds, really want you to focus on yourself right now, is really the message that's coming through. Self-healing, self-love, self-care, and really focusing on replenishing your own energy. Because I feel like you could be a natural healer, or you could be a very guiding light for people. And so I feel like when your energy is depleted, you're not very helpful to those around you. And you have to remember to fill your own cup up first. That way, whatever you have overflowing from your cup can be given to other people. And I'm seeing also, I feel like you have a guardian angel around you that may have also been trying to give you these messages. I'm just seeing these wings here. The bird, your spirit guides want you to know that you're very protected as well. Very protected. I want to go ahead and look at your oracle cards now and see what you got for your oracle cards. Let's see what's on the back of the deck. We have the Magician in reverse. So I feel like the birds have been trying to tell you now is not necessarily a time to focus your energy outward. I feel like they really want you to focus your energy inward. And I feel like solo time, spending time alone in nature, listening to the sound of water, really just focusing on your own energy and your own state of consciousness is also what they're saying. Let's see what cards you've got. So we have Pluto transformation with 11. Again, that number of mirroring is coming through, 1 reflecting the 1. I feel like you could be going through a spiritual awakening, or you're at a certain part in your spiritual awakening where you're shedding ideas or beliefs that no longer serve you, that no longer resonate. I feel like you could be doing a lot of shadow work right now, or maybe the birds have been encouraging you, if that message of shadow work doesn't resonate, to maybe do a little bit of shadow work and focus and see where this low self-esteem comes from, or where this insecurity comes from. Because I feel like the birds really want you to have a strong sense of self-confidence, of self-worth, of believing in yourself, of believing in your power. And I feel like you're meant to manifest, or maybe you're trying to manifest something. And this maybe could be a relationship, a friendship, or something like this. But the birds are really encouraging you to focus on this inner transformation right now. Let's see. And then we got Castle. It's time for healing, not war. So you could have maybe experienced a tower moment, or something falling apart in your life, or maybe this was just an internal struggle that you've been going through. And this message coming through again is it's time for healing. So the birds really have been kind of sensing this depletion in your energy. And they really have been encouraging you to focus on inner healing. And I feel like really any healing modality directed toward yourself will be beneficial, whatever you resonate with. I'm seeing somebody maybe watching movies, old childhood movies, loving on animals, doing whatever you do to fill your cup up, whether that's exercise, meditation, journaling. I feel like could be very helpful with the swan. That's kind of the message that's coming through. And then we have weed and self-care. So again, that message of self-care is coming through. Self-care, tend to your garden. Weed, don't tolerate less than you deserve. And almost, I'm getting this message, this could have to do with other people, but I feel like this really could be something that you've been dealing with internally. And so I feel like your spirit guides, the birds, are really encouraging you to let go of intrusive thoughts, let go of insecurities, let go of self-doubt, limiting beliefs as well. And I feel like there's this guided meditation, this meditation practice where you, in order to plant new ideas and new beliefs in your mind, it's like you go in this meditation and maybe you can look up like releasing negative thoughts, releasing self-doubt meditation, but it's like in order to plant self-love and positive affirmations in your mind, you have to clear the garden of the negative thoughts, the negative beliefs. I feel like witnessing your thoughts could also be very helpful, very healing for you. But again, that message of self-care, tend to your garden. Whatever it is that you do to fill your cup up, the birds have been really encouraging you to practice and do these things. And I feel like spending time alone in meditation could be very helpful for you as well. And then we have obstacles are detours in the right direction, and I am the dreamer of my dream. So with these messages coming through, I feel like the birds are really trying to get you to this place of realizing that everything happens for a reason. Even the harder things that we go through, even the challenges that we experience, is just putting us in the right path, is just putting us in the right place at the right time. You're always in the right place at the right time is what they're saying. You're always in the right place at the right time. And I feel like you are a powerful manifester and you are able to accomplish your dreams and accomplish the things that you want to do. And you have that message of confirmation here. I am the dreamer of my dream. But your spirit guides, I feel like, are saying you could be at a place of maybe trying to fight the flow, or trying to resist something that needs to be released in your energy field, is really the message that's coming through. I feel like release, meditation, or letting go, especially right now. If you're watching this when this is uploading, I think we're like 3 or 4 days away from the new moon. If you use the moon to manifest, right now is really a point where it's like you're really focusing on letting go and what you want to manifest. You're not necessarily putting into place what you want to manifest, but you're really kind of thinking about what it is that you want in your life, what it is you want to change in your environment. And we're still in that period of release, of letting go. But I feel like, again, really focusing on self-care could be very helpful and very healing for you as well. And finding this like balance between giving and taking, and finding this balance within yourself is kind of the message that's coming through. I feel like you are very powerful. Again, we have this imagery of alchemy here. And for me, alchemy is about transformation, transmutation of darkness into light. And so I feel like you are meant to live in the light. You're meant to have fun and be joyful and experience this love and light. But right now, you could be being very hard on yourself. And so getting back to a place of balance is kind of what your spirit guides and the birds have been trying to encourage of you as well. And actually, I feel like pulling a self-care card for you as well. Give me one moment. Because we did have that message of self-care come out, I do want to pull a self-care card for you to see like if there's something specific that you could be working on or doing. We have hydrate as soon as I open the deck. So I feel like this could be confirmation. Drink more water. Really nourishing yourself. Let me shuffle this really quick. Spirit guides of love and light. what is some self-care that pile number 1 can do to help heal and to help bring themselves to balance? So we had 2 cards come out. It's funny, we actually got Hydrate that flipped out. That's so funny that that came out after I showed you it on the bottom of the deck as well. And then we have Aromatherapy. So again, this confirmation of hydrating, of nourishing yourself with water. You know, we are, I think it's like 90% water, you know? And then we have aromatherapy. So maybe surrounding yourself with certain scents or certain smells that bring you or put you in this peaceful, relaxed energy. We're going to go ahead. Actually, I'm going to put these over here for you. See if you can see those. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and flip through this book, and we're going to end with a last piece, a last message from the birds, from your spirit guides. Spirit guides of love and light. What have the birds been trying to tell pile number 1? Okay, so we have 5 of Wands. And feel free to take a screenshot of this as well. It says, conflicted by those around you, your distracted what-ifs made you forget that you and yours are one and the same. Change is nothing to be afraid of. Love is nothing to shy away from. So that's your final message. Beautiful message to end on. It says your distracted what-ifs made you forget that you and yours are one and the same. And that message is really making me feel like everything is connected. You know, whenever we tend to be hard on ourselves or have self-doubt or insecurities, it really does come from the illusion of separation. And so I feel like that message coming through is saying that you are connected to everything. You are love. I feel like that affirmation could be very healing for you. You are love. You are loved. But I feel like that's all I have for you, pile number 1. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this reading, please give me a like. Please comment down below and let me know if this resonated with you. And if you feel called, please subscribe to my channel. It really does help my channel grow, and we would love to have you be a part of the Sailor family as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. I will see you later. Bye. Hello. If you chose the Labradorite crystal, you are a part of group number 2. I'm going to show you a close-up of this crystal. Really beautiful. Sorry about that if you can hear my dogs barking in the back. Okay, sorry about that. So we're going to go ahead and look at your bird. Which bird wanted to come through? We have the vulture. Interesting. You guys got the vulture. So you may be seeing vultures, imagery of vultures. I'm hearing vulture tattoos, maybe a vulture on a phone case. Something like this. The first message that's coming through, I feel like the birds have been trying to awaken you to your power, to your psychic gifts and abilities. I feel like I feel like this group could be very connected to birds. And I feel like there could be like birds that typically like come in your yard, or like maybe you just see them flying over you all the time, or there's always birds around you. I feel like they are very connected to you. I'm also getting the message, I feel like birds could be your spirit guides as well, is something that's coming through. I'm also interested to see what it says in the book. I know it speaks of like purifying and bringing balance. So maybe there's something in your life that has been out of balance and the birds have been trying to alert you to bringing it into balance, or maybe you are the person who is supposed to bring balance to a certain situation. Let's see. So it says, To bring into balance, clean your space and sage. So maybe the birds have been encouraging you to maybe spring clean a little bit. I'm hearing go through your closet. If there's certain things that you are holding on to that don't give you a feeling of joy or a feeling of success, maybe letting those go. So this says the vulture appears when there is a situation that needs to be purified or brought into balance. Remember, the vulture is greatly undervalued. What you thought was a mistake or tragedy is a blessing in disguise. Interesting. So I feel like the birds have been really encouraging you to bring balance to a situation. I get this really strong feeling of connecting with your spirit guides. And with the message of balance, I'm seeing bringing balance from your spiritual world into your physical world. I feel like you could have a North Node in Virgo, something like this, or maybe you tend to daydream a bunch and maybe you've been thinking about doing something and haven't been doing it. I feel like the birds have been encouraging you to take action into bringing more harmony and balance into your life, into your everyday life. Let's see. Let's go ahead and look at the tarot. Spirit guides of love and light. What have the birds been trying to say to pile number 2? What message have the birds been trying to say to pile number 2? So we have these cards that flipped out. We have the Page of Cups. Let's see if that'll focus. We have the 7 of Pentacles and the 9 of Pentacles. So maybe there's something, and I'm seeing 444 on the clock timer. Maybe there's something that you've been trying to build, that you've been trying to create, that you've been trying to manifest. The birds are saying your hard work is paying off. Even if you don't necessarily see physical evidence yet, the birds are saying you will soon. You will soon see evidence. Or you will, I'm seeing that you could get a sign of confirmation that you're on the right path. This could come through in maybe animals showing up on your front doorstep. I'm also seeing some message of food. There could be like, I don't know why I'm getting this. This could be very specific. Maybe like a DoorDash order gets brought to your house. It's like maybe they brought the wrong DoorDash order or something. I'm seeing like a gift being brought in, or maybe like a bird brings food to your front doorstep or something like this. Or maybe you see like half of a burrito or something on the ground. Something like this. I feel like it has to do with food. And I feel like this is a message of confirmation from your spirit guides that you are on the right path. And I feel like the birds have been really encouraging you to be patient. And I'm also now hearing the song One Step at a Time by Jordan Sparks. I feel like there's something that you have been very passionate about. And I feel like you may have already been pursuing this, but you may not be getting the results that you expect or that you want. And the birds, your spirit guides, are saying everything is happening exactly as it should. And I feel like the universe is almost kind of like lining things up. I'm seeing like dominoes being lined up, and it takes time to put everything into place and put people where they need to be in order to come across you on their path. I feel like you could be a psychic, you could be a channeler, you could be a tarot reader, a medium, something like this. I feel like your work that you do is very healing spiritually as well, but the birds have been encouraging you to just be patient. Everything is working out exactly as it's supposed to. Let's see what's on the back of the deck. We have the 8 of Pentacles. So we have 7, 8, and 9 of Pentacles. I feel like you could also be seeing numbers in order like that. I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4 as well. I feel like this is a message to keep continuing your work. Keep doing the work. Keep putting in the work in, because eventually you will have a garden full of grapes. And I feel like at the present moment you could be looking at something that you've created or something that you're trying to bring in, and I feel like it has maybe grown a little bit, but I'm seeing like 2 leaves like poking out of a plant, and maybe the plant doesn't necessarily have fruit, but I feel like you will soon see confirmation that your work is paying off. The birds are saying keep putting in the work, keep doing the work. And they're also saying keep releasing, keep letting go while you pursue. Don't attach yourself too much to a certain result or to a certain outcome, but just keep going, keep moving forward. That's so crazy. I feel like this is confirmation of its own. 7, 8, 9. Everything is progressing for you. Things will be coming into fruition soon for you. You just have to be a little bit more patient, is what they're saying. I feel like you could be a starseed or come from a very high dimensional realm where things manifested very easily for you. And so I feel like in this lifetime, I feel like you could be learning the lesson of patience. I feel like you maybe have a lot of like Aquarius or Capricorn placements in your chart. But I feel like your hard work is paying off. Slow and steady wins the race is also what they're saying. And with this Page of Cups here, I feel like putting your heart into whatever you're doing is almost like accelerating your manifestations. I want to see now your oracle cards, what you got. So you have Gemini, I think. And I'm hearing, I think it's like the little engine that could, or something like that. I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. And I feel like this could be a very positive affirmation for you, where you continue to tell yourself, I can and I will. I can and I will. Because I feel like you've already been putting in work. I feel like you've already been doing it. Doing whatever you're pursuing, whatever you're trying to pursue. And like I was saying, I feel like this could really have to do with like the spiritual healing, or maybe like you do Reiki, or I'm hearing also ASMR or something like that. Let's see what else you got. You have Release Your Guilt, Clover. I feel like seeing clovers could also be a sign of confirmation that you're on the right path. And like I was getting this message of release, I feel like your spirit guides, the birds, are encouraging you to, anytime you release something, and I'm feeling like with this message of guilt here, this could be guilt or shame or maybe a lack mindset or insecurities. As much as you release, be sure that you're adding to yourself as well. So when you release something, be sure that you're also putting in work and manifesting something else, you know? Don't just be purging all this stuff and not focusing. It's like this balance that you're kind of trying to do right now. And your spirit guides are encouraging you to release, but also pursue. And I'm getting the message, granting yourself permission to go after and achieve and do the things you want to do, but also submitting to the higher forces, to the divine, and trusting in the universe as well. I feel like there could be a person, a specific person that may come through and give you confirmation that what you're doing is helpful and healing. Let's see what else you have. So we have Dream and Forgiveness. So Dream says, have a cup of tea in the garden and find yourself in a good book. And then Forgiveness, a crushed flower still gives off a sweet scent. So I feel like your spirit guides, the birds, are encouraging you to continue practicing this like balance between forgiving and also creating, between releasing and creating, between accepting and pursuing. And I feel like with this message of dreams, you could be having certain dreams. I feel like the birds, your spirit guides, are encouraging you to write down your dreams and look up the meanings of what your dreams mean, because I feel like it could give you really big insights into what's going on subconsciously for you. And then we also have another message of dreams. There is a stream of love supporting my dreams, and true healing occurs when I give myself permission to feel whatever feelings live below the triggers. And I just saw 1314 on the clock timer. Another like progressing number. You're moving forward. And you've been doing an amazing job. If nobody's told you, I'm here to tell you that the work that you're doing, that you're putting in, is going to pay off, and you're doing an amazing job. The birds are saying you're doing an amazing job, sweetie. I feel like the birds could also sing to you, is kind of a message that's coming through. But this says there is a stream of love supporting my dreams. So with this message coming through, your spirit guides, the birds, are saying you're not alone. And we have that message again with Gemini. To me, like with the energy of the twins, I'm getting this message that there are people out there who want to see you progress, who believe in you, whether that's family, friends, people online. You know, there are people out there who believe in you and who want to see you successful. And I feel like people around you could also see the success that you have created, that you have built, but maybe you could be hard on yourself or things like that. And maybe you could tend to get triggered by other people's success. So there was this poem that I wrote, and the message is coming to me to tell you about it. I think at the end of the poem, it talks about that I wrote, don't be sad when you see other people fly. Actually, give me one moment because I'm going to go get it because I really want to read it to you because I feel like there's a message. Okay, so I'm going to read this to you because I feel like there could be a message in this for you. This says, you are more powerful than you could ever think. Don't you know you're always on the brink to transform and change and be, for you get to choose if you are free. You get to choose if you're caged in. You get to choose if you lose or win. It's all based upon our perspective. We all know that everything is infectious. So if you happen to see someone else fly, do not worry and do not cry. Use their joy as your inspiration, and soon your wings will come out of your own creation. So with this message, I feel like it's really saying, don't be upset if other people are at a different stage in their journey. And don't compare yourself too much to what other people are doing. You know? I feel like the message really is to use other people's joy and inspiration to create your own path, to create your own joy. And I feel like there are people out there who are supporting you, who do believe in this vision that you have. And I'm also getting the message, I feel like the birds could be really encouraging you to heal. I feel like you could maybe have... The message is coming through. This is kind of a trigger warning. I feel like you could have maybe been bullied or made to believe that you were less than in early childhood, and I feel like those wounds could still be affecting you today. And your spirit guides, the birds, really do see you as this amazing, beautiful, bright, shining star. You just have to see yourself like this. And so I feel like building up your self-confidence could also be very helpful for you as well. And maybe talking to somebody about these more negative feelings. Again, like in this card, there's two people here. So I feel like connecting with others and sharing your journey could also be very helpful and very healing. And again, we have that message of giving yourself permission. You know, I feel like you do understand the duality of life. You do understand the duality of nature. And just as much as you want to be in the light, sometimes you have to embrace your shadow. And just as much as you release what no longer serves you, you create what is better for you in your life. This like duality, I feel like you could have a very balanced energy, or you are becoming more balanced in your energy. And I also feel like pulling a self-care card for you, because we do have this message of healing. So I want to see what self-care would be very healing for you right now. Spirit guides of love and light. What self-care would be very healing for pile number 2 right now? Okay, so we have plan a vacation. Interesting. So maybe you've been working a little bit too much, and your spirit guides, the birds, are really encouraging you to maybe think about taking a vacation, whether that's a staycation, whether you just like take a couple of days off from work and just focus on self-care, self-love, doing the things that you enjoy. This could also be literally planning a point in the future where you go and you take a trip, and this doesn't even have to be like a super like big out of state, out of country place. You know, this could maybe just be to the neighboring town. Also getting the message of maybe enjoying another culture. So this could be like maybe getting like Indian food one night, or Chinese food, or watching a different culture's movie or something like that. And then on the back of the deck we have music. So self-care for you could be listening to music. This doesn't even have to be like with this like drumming. I'm seeing like shamanic drumming, or like I just heard fairy flute music. So maybe you listen to that type of music, but this could just be like songs that put you in a positive vibe, songs that make you feel this like glow, you know, like songs that you can dance to, songs that you can sing to, and really just like focusing on raising your vibration with that. We'll actually leave this card out for you. We'll leave both of them. Put this one over here. Okay, and then now we're going to end with a last message from the birds from this poetry book. So, spirit guides of love and light, what have the birds been trying to say to pile number 2? What message have the birds been trying to say to pile number 2? So we have the Knight of Cups. Feel free to take a screenshot of this as well. This says, water creatures crawl at the surface of your mind. Your creativity is at an all-time high. As a charm for all things beautiful, your channeled inspiration sways still rivers, and your enchanting intuition acts as the giver. That's pretty powerful. So you could be, like it's saying, like your creativity is an all-time high. You could be feeling called to channel your creativity. And like I was sharing with that poem that I wrote, maybe you enjoy writing poetry, or writing short stories, or taking pictures of things, or drawing things, or just connecting with creativity. You could be feeling very inspired right now, and I feel like your spirit guides, the birds, are also encouraging you to act on this inspiration. You know, remember to take a break and not overwork yourself, not overdo it. Trust that the work that you put out there is going to be seen by the people who needs to see it. And don't forget to have fun. Also, as kind of a message that's coming through, Gemini is a very fun energy, very fun-loving energy. But I feel like that's all I have for you, pile number 2. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this reading, please give me a like. Please comment down below and let me know if this resonated with you. And if you feel called, please subscribe to my channel. It really does help my channel grow, and we would love to have you be a part of the Sailor family as well. I'm seeing 2222 on the clock, so that's more confirmation for you. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you later. Bye. Hello. If you chose the Tiger's Eye crystal, you are part of group number 3. Just get a close-up of your crystal. It's really pretty. Let's see if we can see it. Okay, we're going to look and see which bird is specifically coming through for you first right off the bat. So you guys have the hawk. The hawk. I'm hearing seeing the bigger picture. I feel like the birds, your spirit guides, have been encouraging you to see the bigger picture. And I feel like grounding also, because we have the imagery of like red, orange, yellow. Those are like your lower 3 chakras. Being in the present moment, but also knowing that there's a higher purpose for things. Let's go ahead. I actually want to look and see what the hawk says specifically in the book. So let's see. Okay, so the hawk says, watchful, all-seeing, messenger of divinity. So you could be very connected to spirit. You could also be a channeler, a tarot reader. Maybe you channel messages for people. Very connected to spirit, very connected to the divine. This says, this keen-eyed bird has the ability to see every little detail as well as the bigger picture. When this card appears, fate has its eyes on you and the winds are shifting. It is said that the hawk carries news upon its wings and is sent from divinity itself to deliver it. The message should not be taken lightly. Though it may seem small or insignificant, it will eventually redirect your course. So this says, when you're in balance, you see clearly and very intuitive. So already I feel like the birds could be telling you to trust your intuition, trust where you're being led. And then it says, when out of balance, you could be suspicious of things. To bring into balance, perspective shift. So it's interesting. I feel like the birds could have been sending you signs, synchronicities. I feel like you could be very connected to birds, or they could maybe follow you around, is what I'm also seeing. Or I'm just seeing like a bird looking at somebody like in the eyes. I'm also like with this hawk coming through, I feel like you could be seeing very unique type of birds, like maybe like blue jays, cardinals, hummingbirds, that type of thing. Woodpeckers is also coming through. Not like your typical like bird that kind of flies around. I feel like you could be seeing very unique types of birds. And I'm also seeing the imagery of a bird flying with like a twig or something in its mouth. I feel like this is a message that your manifestations are coming in, that you are abundant and your abundance is coming in as well. That's coming through. We're going to go ahead and look at your tarot cards and see specifically. Give it one last shuffle. Spirit guides of love and light. I'm also hearing sirens right now outside. Normally I don't take this as a message, but I feel like your spirit guides could be saying that you are safe. You and your loved ones are safe. There's a message about releasing fear as well. And the birds are saying light as a feather. I feel like your spirit guides, the birds, want you to release fear and really focus on the light and the love. And I'm seeing like somebody kind of like dance around like obstacles or things coming their way. I feel like people could project a lot on you is kind of the message that's coming through. But I'm seeing like the birds, your spirit guides, really want you to be in this energy of love and joy and light and dancing around challenges. You know, when you think of dancing, that's like a fun, flowy type movement. Even though there's challenges around, you're still able to embrace your light. Let's see. Spirit guides of love and light. What messages have the birds been trying to deliver to pile number 3? So we have the Ten of Cups coming out, and we have the Ace of Wands, and it's interesting that I was seeing like a bird carrying a twig, and we have this like imagery of the divine, the hand of God, the universe, almost like giving you a gift, and it's the wands, you know, which is kind of like a twig. But for me, this is talking about like inspiration and epiphany. I'm hearing divine inspiration. And we have the Ten of Cups here, and we have this imagery of a baby. So maybe if you've been trying to have a baby, this is a message. But I feel like this is also a message of like birthing new ideas, bringing new ideas into creation, into reality. I feel like you could maybe be an artist or a creative type. And maybe for a while you haven't had a lot of inspiration. Your spirit guides, the birds, are saying that opportunities are around you. You just have to look. And I'm getting the message of, I think it's a quote that somebody said, there's always flowers around for those who want to see them. So it's almost like, again, with this perspective shift, it's like you have love and light around you. But if you're focusing on the fear and you're focusing on the darkness, or the being afraid of the unknown is also coming through, you won't be able to see the opportunities, the love, the light that is right here for you. You have the Ten of Cups, so this is like complete emotional fulfillment. And I feel like you have this, or you may have this in your life, but you could maybe be focusing too much on the negative. And I'm not saying that your negative thoughts are going to manifest, the worries you have are going to manifest, but it does put you in this kind of down energy, or this energy of just really just continuing to focus on the negative. And your spirit guides, the birds, really have been encouraging you to see the light, see the beauty in all things. And like I was saying, there's always flowers around, you just have to see them. And those who are meant to see them will see them. Let's get some more cards. I'm getting the message of relax, relax, let go. I feel like your spirit guides, the birds, they're really encouraging you, release the tension in your face, relax your jaw, relax your stomach, release your shoulders. I feel like you could tend to build tension in your body. And I feel like this is almost like a physical manifestation of the tension that's in your mind. I feel like doing relaxation meditation or mindfulness meditation would be very helpful for you. Let's see. Can we please get a message from the birds? Spirit guides of love and light. What have the birds been trying to say to pile number 3, please? What have the birds been trying to say to pile number 3? Okay. So we have the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Swords. Okay, they both did come out in reverse. I'm actually going to flip them both upright. So to me, I feel like this is almost saying, and look, we have this imagery of this bird again right here, sitting on this person's shoulder. They really have been trying to connect with you and trying to reach out to you. I feel like they've been trying to tell you to balance your head and your heart. Really connecting with your heart, I feel like you could be an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, or you could tend to get lost in analysis paralysis or focusing so much on your thoughts. Or maybe you could tend to let your emotions carry you away. And I feel like it's almost, I'm just seeing this like loop of like your thoughts feeding your emotions and your emotions feeding your thoughts. I feel like the birds have been encouraging you to become the witness and not necessarily attaching too much of your identity into your thoughts and your emotions, and becoming the witness and letting them pass, and shifting your perspective from I am afraid to I see the fear, I recognize the fear, and I choose to let it go. I choose to let it flow. Let's see what's on the back of the deck. We have the Two of Swords in reverse. So to me, this is saying trust your intuition, trust the universe, trust yourself, trust where you're being led, trust that everything is happening exactly as it should. I'm also hearing trust the process as well. I'm feeling like with this Two of Swords here, I feel like you could tend to get stuck in indecision. And I feel like the birds are really encouraging you, whatever you feel like doing, do that. And don't let the fear win. Don't let your intrusive thoughts win. And like I was saying, this person is blindfolded, so I'm almost getting the message to take yourself out of the equation. Like I was saying, like, if maybe you have thoughts that say, oh, I'm scared that this is going to happen, I'm afraid that this is going to happen, I'm afraid of what's happened in the past, take yourself out of the equation and saying, I see the fear, I witness the fear, and letting it go, letting it pass, and not attaching your identity too much to these feelings or these thoughts, especially if they're bringing you down or putting you in this more of like depressed type energy. I feel like you have a lot of abundance around you. There could be friends, family, people in your life who love you, who maybe have been trying to reach out to you. I'm also seeing, I feel like there's just opportunities around you as well, and you may not be taking those opportunities because of the fear. Let's see what else you've got. I'm seeing 12:12 on the clock. So we have Mercury retrograde reinvention. Yeah. It's almost like I feel like your spirit guides, the birds, are encouraging you to become the witness of your thoughts and not attaching yourself too much to outcomes or to what's happening. I feel like they're also saying they want you to realize what is in your power and what is not. So like, for example, we have control over how we respond, how we react to our emotions, you know? Sometimes we don't even really have control over our emotions or our thoughts. They just kind of come in like waves, but we can control how we respond to them. If we want to attach our identity and believe that those things are going to come true, or that those things are true, or if we choose to respond and let them go and let them flow, and then shift our focus, shift our perspective to something else. I'm also getting the image with these two people like sword fighting here. I feel like you could be, the message is coming through of like somebody fighting a shadow. And like when you think of a shadow, it's elusive. It's almost an illusion, you know? Like if your shadow was on the wall, you could see your shadow, but you can't grab it, you can't pick it up, you can't move it around, you know? And so it's like, I feel like you're fighting these things that it's almost like, it's like it's like you can't win. You know what I mean? Like whenever you're trying to fight something that's an illusion, in order to win, in order to overcome that, you recognize that it's an illusion. You don't win the battle, you don't destroy the shadow, you recognize it for what it is, and you let it pass, and you let it go, and you let it flow, and you don't attach yourself to trying to fight it, or attach yourself to letting it overcome you, you know? You just kind of witness it and let it go. Let's see what else you got. You have feather. And it's interesting that I was saying light as a feather, that was coming through that message, light as a feather. And we have this like imagery of these like people being around this person who's floating, I feel like you do have people in your surroundings who may give you really good advice, or who could be there to listen to you. I feel like talking about these intrusive thoughts, or maybe journaling about them, letting them go, and recognizing them for what they are. I'm getting the message, I'm hearing just like hungry ghosts. Hungry ghost, scarcity consciousness. This fear that you are never enough, this fear that you will never have enough is just an illusion. You are enough. You are love. You are abundant. I feel like abundant meditations could be very helpful for you. And not judging yourself for having these thoughts, for having these emotions, you know? Because even that, like even when we judge ourselves or even when we're hard on ourselves, it's like still feeding into that cycle. And let's see. We have beauty and we have relax. And that was something that was also coming through. Your spirit guides, the birds, are saying, relax. Everything is okay. Everything's going to be okay. You and your loved ones are safe. Delight in powdered gold sunshine, and then we have beauty. Dare to be tender and strongly vulnerable. And I'm also getting the message of the perception of beauty. I feel like your spirit guides are really encouraging you and the birds to see the beauty in all things. To see the beauty in all things. You could have felt drawn to another pile here as well. But I feel like maybe practicing looking at things in a more positive perspective, you know? Light and dark duality exists within everything. And I feel like sometimes you could tend to, maybe you struggle with anxiety and you tend to focus on the negative because you feel like if you know the negative, if you know what could happen, you can maybe protect yourself if bad things come. But your spirit guides, the birds, are really encouraging you to shift your perspective and focus on the light that exists within everything. Focus on the beauty in everything. Know that everything happens for a reason. And then we also have, I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. Miracles are natural. That's kind of what I'm saying, like everything is happening exactly as it should. Trust in the miracles, trust in the beauty, trust in the love, and then this mindfulness again is coming through. So mindfulness, you know, really becoming the observer and becoming the awareness behind your thoughts, and not necessarily feeling like you have to follow every single thought down the rabbit hole, and just witnessing it for what it is and letting it go. And shifting your perspective to what you want to create. And then the universe works fast when I'm having fun. See, I feel like you have something that you're trying to manifest or that you're trying to bring into reality. And we had the Ace of Wands here, so it's like the universe is giving you opportunities. The universe is giving you inspiration, is giving you guidance, is giving you epiphanies. But you may not be trusting them because you're kind of looking for the negative things. And like I was saying, you know, your negative thoughts are not going to manifest into reality just because you have them. So don't beat yourself up for thinking things negatively, you know? Don't judge yourself so hard for having these intrusive thoughts or having these negative emotions. Recognize them for what they are and let them go and focus on this fun. And your manifestations are coming in. Your opportunities, it's not like because you dismiss an opportunity, you won't get that opportunity again. Even the same opportunities could come to your way multiple times before you recognize them and accept them. I feel like you're meant to be abundant. You're meant to be fruitful. You're meant to have this abundant, loving, caring, compassionate life. Trust your intuition is really what's coming through. And there's something that Tarot says a lot. She says, intuition whispers and fear screams. So recognize the fear for what it is. You're going through a transformation though, and I feel like you will come out of this. You just have to, it's almost like you just have to kind of go with the flow of it right now. Just focus on shifting your perspective to light. Focus on having fun. Focus on becoming the observer and becoming the witness. And I'm also going to draw you a self-care card as well, because I feel like you could use some self-care, some self-love, something to focus on that will bring healing in your life. So let's see. Spirit guides of love and light. Can we please get some self-care for pile number 3? Something that'll bring healing into their life. Something they could do to relax, to take care of themselves. Oh. So interesting, we have intuition that came out for you. Like I was saying, trust your intuition, connect to your intuition. And then we have make a meal. So for me, this is about connecting and really grounding yourself. I feel like could be very helpful for you as well. When you make food, you know, it takes time. You have to put the time and the energy into it. And then at the end, you get food, you know, you get to feel nourishment. You get to feel full. You get to feel the abundance that you literally created, you know? And then I feel called to look at this intuition card for you in the book to see exactly what it says, because I feel like that was a strong message that was coming through for you. Number 28. So this says, let's see if it'll focus. I listen to my intuition as it leads me on my highest path. Intuition is the insight that comes before thought and without thinking. It is an innate knowledge of what is in alignment with our highest good. It is the energy of the universe that directs us on our life path, nudging us toward the choices that will fuel our growth. Intuition resides within the heart and goes beyond logic or reason. Its messages are shared without judgment or a need to be defined. Reinforce intuition's essential role in maintaining your well-being and connection to the spiritual realm by listening to it and acting upon it regularly. Keep track of when you receive an intuitive message and how often it turns out to be right, either by making a mental note or writing it down. As you notice the trend of your intuition as a guiding force, you'll come to trust it more and more. And then this journal prompt down here says, recall a time when you intuitively knew something was a bad idea but ignored your intuition. How can you learn from this experience? I feel like this kind of practice would be very helpful for you from discerning between intuition and fear. And anytime you feel like you have an intuitive thought or intuitive hit, write it down and then see what happens. And it's interesting that it says without thinking. Intuition is the insight that comes before thought and without thinking. And we have think first before you judge. So to me, this is saying I feel like fear could really come in the form of thought. And so becoming aware of your thoughts, really quieting your mind, and then asking your question from a place of being centered within your heart space and really just grounding your energy, letting go of the thoughts, and then asking the question. Because if you're asking the question, certain things that you're worried about from a place of fear, I feel like your thoughts could be feeding these fear-based thoughts, and it's almost kind of like a loop. But we're going to end with a message from this little poetry book. Spirit guides of love and light. What message has the birds been trying to say? What message have the birds been trying to deliver? So we have 7 of Cups. And this says, paths glisten ahead of you, beaming with opportunity. They may all seem great, but tread with caution. Some things are not what they appear to be. Peel a layer back and analyze. You'll see that some rods are hidden behind jewelry. Don't be scared, just be aware. And it's interesting that we have that message of awareness again, you know. I feel like awareness meditation, mindfulness meditation, becoming the awareness that perceives the fear. And like it's saying, you know, like if there is something in your immediate surroundings that you don't feel it serves you in your highest good, you know, don't completely dismiss it and realize, okay, maybe this path isn't for me. And really trusting your intuition, I feel like, is a huge theme for you. I feel like maybe looking up online, you know, how can I trust my intuition, or ways to listen more to my intuition. I feel like this would be very helpful and very healing for you as well. But I feel like that's all I have for you, pile number 3. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this reading, please give me a like. Please comment down below and let me know if this resonated with you. And if you feel called, please subscribe to my channel. It really does help my channel grow, and we would love to have you be a part of the Sailor family as well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you later. Bye!